Caleb Hayes first noticed the wagon on a Tuesday, a dark smudge against the pale grass where the trail curved toward the river. By Wednesday, it hadn't moved. On Thursday morning, in the low amber light crawling across the valley, it still sat in the same place, motionless, tilted to one side like a lame animal that had simply given up. Caleb reined in his horse and watched from a distance. The canvas top sagged, torn in places. No oxen. No smoke. No movement. It could be abandoned. It could be bait. The plains had a way of swallowing the careless, and he hadn't survived a decade alone out here by trusting stillness. He listened. The dry sage whispered in the breeze. A hawk drew lazy circles overhead. Nothing else moved. With a soft click of his tongue, he nudged the gelding forward, calm and deliberate. His hand drifted toward the rifle on his saddle, not drawing it, just resting there. The closer he got, the worse the wagon looked. One wheel had cracked clean through the hub, leaving the whole frame sagging left. The oxen were long gone, cut loose or stolen. The wagon tongue lay in the dirt like a snapped bone. Caleb stopped 20 feet short and dismounted. His boots crunched softly as he walked up to the back flap, which hung open, swaying faintly in the wind. "Anyone in there?" he called, voice rough from disuse. He cleared his throat. "I'm armed, but I'm not looking for trouble." Silence. He stepped closer and pulled the canvas aside. Sunlight spilled in, revealing blankets, an overturned crate, and a tin cup on its side. Then the smell hit him, sweat, sickness, fear. A sound followed, a thin, sharp breath. He squinted into the dim. At first he saw nothing. Then he noticed her, curled in the far corner, half buried under old quilts. Her face turned toward the wagon wall, small. Too small. "Hey," he said quietly. "You hurt?" She didn't speak, didn't move. Caleb climbed inside slowly, careful not to spook her. Up close he saw more, dusty dress, tangled hair matted with sweat, skin pale as unbaked dough. Then he saw the rise of her belly, swollen and unmistakable. A child carrying a child. Left alone in a broken wagon to die. "Can you hear me?" he asked, touching her shoulder gently. She jerked violently, scrambling back until she hit the wagon wall. Her green eyes were wide, wild, shining with terror. "Easy," Caleb said, lifting both hands. "I'm not gonna hurt you." Her chest heaved. Her hands moved instinctively to protect her stomach. Where's my mama?" she rasped. Caleb glanced around the empty wagon. "I don't know. But she's not here." "How long you been out here?" he asked. She blinked, dazed. Her cracked lips trembled. "Days. I don't know." He unhooked his canteen. "Drink. Slow." She drank too fast, choked, then clutched it again until Caleb gently pulled it back. "Easy," he murmured. "You'll make yourself sick." Her eyes searched his face, desperate. Are you taking me back?" "Back where?" "To them." "Who's them?" She didn't answer. Tears welled and slid down her cheeks. "What's your name?" he asked. "Violet." "I'm Caleb. I've got a place 5 miles south. You need food, water, rest." "No," she whispered sharply. "No town. No doctor. You're sick. You can't stay out here." "If I go back," she whispered, they'll take the baby." Caleb felt something twist inside him, a cold familiar hurt. "Who left you here?" he asked. "My aunt," Violet whispered, tears dripping onto her dress. "She said I was a sin. That I shamed the family. She brought me out here and said God would decide." Caleb clenched his jaw. He'd met people who used God like a hammer. "Well," he said softly, "God sent me." So I'm deciding you're coming with me. She shook her head wildly. I'm too young to be a mama. I don't know what to do. You don't need to know right now. You just need to stay alive. He held out his hand. After a long moment, she took it. Her fingers were trembling, cold. He helped her stand. She swayed, gripping the wagon frame. Slow, he said. Outside, the wind tugged at their clothes. He lifted her onto his horse, mounted behind her, and turned south. The ruined wagon flapped behind them like a ghost waving farewell. Caleb's cabin sat tucked in a shallow valley, shielded by cottonwoods and a low ridge. 2 rooms, a stone chimney, a small barn, nothing fancy, but sturdy. He eased Violet down and guided her inside. She moved stiffly, one hand on her lower back, the other on her belly. Sit, Caleb said. She collapsed into the chair, still scanning the room, rifle above the door, stove, woodpile. Fear still etched into every line of her face. Caleb lit the stove and set water to boil. When's the baby due? He asked. I'm not sure. Soon. You seen a doctor? She shook her head. Caleb cursed under his breath. He knew horses, cattle, even helped deliver a foal or 2, but a human child was different. Dangerous. There's a midwife in town, he said. No, Violet snapped. If I go back, they'll take the baby. Or send me away. I heard stories. Her voice faltered. Who's the father? Caleb asked softly. She flinched. Doesn't matter. He's gone. He didn't push. The story was clear enough. You can stay here, he said. Her eyes widened. Why would you? You don't even know me. Because it's right, he said simply. 2 days passed. Violet slept nearly non-stop the first day, her body trying to recover from the brink. Caleb took the floor, giving her the bed. She ate what little she could. On the 3rd morning, hoofbeats cut through the quiet. 2 riders approached, Tom Briggs and a young preacher. Caleb stepped out to meet them. Heard a girl went missing, Briggs said. Dark hair. Pregnant. You seen her? I see a lot of people, Caleb answered evenly. The preacher's eyes were sharp. Her family believes she ran off. They're worried. Caleb didn't blink. They left her in a broken wagon to die. That's a serious accusation, the preacher said. It's the truth. She's a minor, the preacher pressed. She belongs with her family. Her family abandoned her. The men exchanged tense looks. You tell them she's under my care, Caleb said. If they've got a problem, they can come themselves. They did. Rain hammered down that evening when the second group arrived, 5 riders this time. The preacher. Briggs. 3 strangers, all armed. Caleb sent Violet into the back room, took his rifle, and stepped onto the porch. We've come for the girl, the preacher said. She's not going anywhere, Caleb replied. The gray-bearded stranger snarled, you got no right to keep her. Folks say you're touched in the head since the war. Caleb didn't move. People say plenty. She's about to give birth, the man continued. What then? You gonna raise her bastard? Caleb's grip tightened. Watch your mouth. We don't want trouble, the preacher said. But you're harboring a minor. That's a crime. Then arrest me. The younger rider's hand drifted toward his belt. Caleb lifted his rifle a fraction. Don't. The preacher held up a warning hand. Not here. Not now. Rain dripped off his hat as he glared at Caleb. This isn't over. I didn't think it would be. They rode off into the storm. When Caleb stepped inside, Violet stood trembling, hands pressed to her belly. You can't fight a whole town, she whispered. Maybe not. But I'll stand for what's right. Why? She cried. Why are you doing this? Caleb looked at her, saw the same fear he'd once seen in someone else. Because I couldn't help my sister, he said quietly. But I can help you. Violet's tears fell freely. I'm sorry. So am I. Morning brought a soft, washed clean light. Caleb made coffee and cornbread while Violet slept. When she joined him, he studied her. How you feeling? Tired. Baby's moving a lot. That's good. Means it's strong. They ate in silence. After a while she asked, why'd you come out here after the war? No home to go back to, he said. Figured starting over alone was easier. Are you lonely? Sometimes. She looked down. Being alone is scarier than I thought. You're not alone now. Her eyes softened. What happens when the baby comes? We'll figure it out. But what if I'm not a good mother? You didn't give up, Caleb said quietly. That counts for a lot. Later that afternoon, he taught her how to load the rifle. She held it trembling, unsure. You pull the trigger slow, he said. Steady pressure. She took a breath and tried again. And for the first time since he'd found her, Violet didn't look afraid, she looked determined.